Sandy wants to share a little bit of something with you.
I'm Sandy Wilson, for those of you who, I'm sorry, I'm not used to these things. I'm Sandy Wilson, for those of you who don't know me. And for those of you that do and have been praying for me, God bless you all. I was in a bad car wreck about 18 years ago. It blew out 3 vertebrae in my low back and 1 in my neck. 5 surgeries later, and every single time these doctors put me on methadone and Percocet, 2 of the hardest drugs to get off of. I was on them for at least 17 years. I was going to the Spine Institute in Little Rock, and the trip was killing me, even on the drugs. So I heard of a doctor in Harrison, and I started going to him. He's not worthy of the name doctor anymore. I had no idea about his past. I just knew he was only 40 minutes away from me, and he was filling my drugs. This lasted for about 5 or 6 years. The last time I went there, he'd had his license pulled. All they ever do is slap him on the wrist for 3 months. This had happened before and before. So I wrote a letter to the medical board, state medical board in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I told him what he had done to me. And that I no longer wanted him just slapped on the wrist and pulled his license for 3 months. I wanted him shut down. Every letter that you send to the state medical board is reacted on. I don't know what they'll do, but I pray they'll shut him down. 4 months ago, when I couldn't get my meds filled anymore, 4 weeks ago, I landed in what's called First Step in Baxter County Hospital. They took me down slowly for 3 days, but it's called First Step for a reason. The next 2,000 or 200,000 steps are up to you. And by the grace of God and my determination, I will never take another narcotic. But one of the things, thank you. But one of the things that happened to me, my therapist said, is my brain was rebooting itself. And this had become a nightmare. It took me back to my childhood. My father was the chief of police of a small town. He was a monster. He beat my brothers. He beat me. He beat them till they were bloody. He started molesting me at the age of 15. That started breaking down my mind. But the day that I finally lost it and had a breakdown was when I found my brother Bud, who was the next youngest to me, leaning over the dining room table, and I knew something was wrong. I raised his shirt, and he had used his belt buckle on my brother's back, and it was cut to smithereens. It was bloody. I took him to the mayor, his boss, and I showed him his back. That took courage. I couldn't believe I had it in me. Then I took him to my grandmother's house, and she doctored him. At 17, I ran away from home. I had to get away from him. I'd been on a date with one man. Somehow, I managed to stay married to him for 25 years. In the beginning, he was also brutal to me. He beat me all the time. You see, you walk from one thing right into another. Well, the last time he beat me, I had a gun in my hand. And I told him, you ever touch me again and I'll blow you away. And he knew I meant it. He never hit me again, but he mentally abused me for 25 years. I only stayed because I had 4 children by him, and I'd accidentally gotten pregnant when I was 36 with my last child. And I stayed till she was 9 years old, and I couldn't stay any longer. I divorced him. I met a wonderful man. His name is Doug Wilson. He has loved me and cared for me and stood by me every step of the way. He's not here today because he can't hear this anymore. It's too hard for him. It takes him too far down. And he's also afraid he has what's called cluster headaches. There's no known cure for them. They're worse than migraines. He has to take medication, and when he gets these headaches, he has to take a shot. And it'll soon pass. So that's the reason he's not here today. Excuse me, this is verbatim. I found a scar that I'd forgotten about on the side of my right eyebrow, and I remembered this morning. My old man used to wear rings that his mother had given him. One was a big cut diamond on his left hand. The other was a big jade on his right hand. He hit me in the side of the head and busted my head open. He never took me to a doctor. I just lay there and bleed. He wore wingtip shoes, and he would kick me constantly in the legs. I only weighed 90 pounds. And I carried bruises for my entire teenage life until I ran away at 17. Today, by the grace of God and His strength and His love and His power, I stand before you as myself. It's the first time in a long time I've seen Sandy. I've become to know Sandy and God's power that keeps me going every step of the way. In the beginning, I could barely make it to the bathroom. But today, I walk without a cane. I walk without a walker. The narcotics had masked my brain, and I thought I could do anything. I was undoing all the surgeries they'd done on me, and I had no idea of that, what I was doing, until I got off the meds. And I realized, am I in pain? You bet I am. But I stand there when it hits me, I grip my teeth and I call out to Jesus. And then I take 3 of them, and I'm able to get through the day. So, that's my testimony. And it's all because of my God's love for me, and His love for you, and for a pastor and his wife that have stood by me and loved me and prayed for me every step of the way. And I thank Him so much today. And I thank you all, and I love you all. God bless you. Oh, before I leave this, I have just a few short scriptures that I have to read. Sorry. It's found in Psalms 139. O Lord, Thou hast searched me and known me. Thou dost know when I sit down and when I rise up. Thou dost understand my thoughts from afar. Thou dost scrutinize my paths and my lying down. Thou art intimately acquainted with all my ways. Even before there is a word on my tongue, Thou hast enclosed me behind and before, and laid thy hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is too high. I cannot attain it. Where can I go from thy spirit? Or where can I flee from thy presence? If I ascend to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the dawn, if I dwell in the remotest parts of the sea, even there thy hand will lead me, and thy right hand will lay hold of me. If I say, surely the darkness will overwhelm me, and the light around me will be night, even in the darkness it is not dark in me. And the night is as bright as the day, and the night and the darkness and light are alike to thee. For thou didst form my inward parts, thou didst weave me in my mother's womb. I will give thanks to thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are thy works, and my soul knows it very well. The rest of that scripture